We are live.
A very hearty and a wonderful morning to all. Me, on behalf of National Institute of Naturopathy, welcome you all to today's webinar. So, like every day, this is also a special day for us with a special guest with us and a special speaker. He is very dynamic and a great speaker. So, at the webathon which we are going to conduct today, it is a 48 days long webathon organized by National Institute of Naturopathy in association with Regional Outreach Bureau, Maharashtra and Goa. So today is the 7th session out of 48 days long webathon. So this webathon is being organized on the occasion of 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji. The objective of this webathon is imbibing the Mahatma Gandhi ji's principles in today's era. Also, spreading awareness about naturopathy and yoga, which were extensive part of Gandhiji's lifestyle. Gandhiji used to always say that nobody should beg for health. He always believed that one should follow nature's principles and nature's law to be healthy for a longer duration of time. So we should stay healthy always. So moving further, all the great philosophers and the great personalities have always said that gratitude is a powerful emotion that we need to practice. By practicing gratitude, we move one step closer to the Almighty. So let us express our gratitude towards Mahatma Gandhi ji for his never-ending sacrifices and his contributions to the nation. So we'll express our gratitude with the form of bhajan that is called as Gandhi Bhajan. And I request the administrator of ROB to play the Gandhi Bhajans.
हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, से पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना। भेदभाव अपने दिल से साफ कर सके, भेदभाव अपने दिल से साफ कर सके, दूसरों से भूल हो तो माफ कर सके, झूठ से बचे रहे, सच का दम भरे, झूठ से बचे रहे, सच का दम भरे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद की जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों से जय से पहले खुद को जय करे।
Really awesome it was. Bhajans really create an immense feeling of love and gratitude in our heart. Thank you, ROB, for having such an exclusive collection of bhajans and sharing with us. Now, let us get to know more about Gandhiji by means of stories, because stories are one which creates a long term impression in our mind. So, the story will be narrated by our respected Professor Dr. K. Satyalakshmi, Director, National Institute of Naturopathy. So,
Hi friends, welcome to Gandhi Katha. Today we will see how Gandhiji applied mud to his son's fractured arm to cure fracture. So it so happened that Kasturba was coming to India in a ship with her sons. And at the time of getting down from the ship, it was realized that Ramdas broke his hand while playing with the ship's captain. And when Gandhiji saw him, his hand was in a sling hanging. You know, it was really painful, and but Gandhiji wanted to immediately try his nature cure methods. But but then the people around said that he should be immediately shown to a proper trained medical doctor, and then he should be immediately addressed. Particularly, a bandage should be properly put on the fractured hand. But Gandhiji wanted to apply mud, so he asked Ramdas if he would mind if his father applied mud to his wound. Then Ramdas said, "Not at all, no problem." But then, how a 8-year-old boy would know what is good for him? This was troubling Gandhiji. But then Gandhiji understood that Ramdas at that age was sensible enough to understand the difference between quackery and proper medical treatment. So, having convinced himself and his son, Gandhiji started applying mud every day and then opening the bandage every day, and fresh mud would be applied, and the kind of treatment went on every day for 1 full month, and then he recovered completely from this fracture. And this is exactly the time that was given by the ship's doctor also, that it would take 1 month to cure this problem. So it exactly fitted into the regimen, and Gandhiji's commitment and conviction in nature cure got reinforced. That is how Gandhiji experimented on himself, his family members, and later on fellow ashramites. Thank you for your time.
thank you so much, madam. The story was really amazing. So, Gandhiji was a person who used to try any treatment for himself and then preach. So, he was kind of a person who do not teach anything which he don't practice. So, really amazing. So, now we would like to share some of the insights of our institute, that is National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune. So, NIN have been working in the field of naturopathy and yoga since many years. So, relevant to today's topic, NIN is being conducting food festival every year, showcasing around 200 recipes of healthy diet, including soups, salads, chutneys, etc. NIN also conducts cookery classes for various organizations for teaching naturopathy cooking methods and naturopathy diet. NIN also runs a skill development course in healthy cooking practices and naturopathy diet. NIN runs a diet center of their own to promote healthy food and also serves delicious and healthy desserts. NIN's diet center's aim is to promote millet-based diet. NIN also believes in local and seasonal foods. So we also promote local food suppliers and locally grown foods. So now is the time for a brief session about vitality. So vitality is a life force which is very important for each and every human being. So let us get to know more about vitality. The talk will be in English language, which will be given by Dr. Jyoti Kumar.
As we all know, this year's Naturopathy Day celebration theme is nurturing vitality through naturopathy. In last two sessions, we have been discussing about the sleep dimensions and vitality. Yesterday session, we also discussed about the physical activity and its impact on vitality. Today, here, and that we are going to discuss about the bowel movements and how they are linked to your levels of vitality to assess your vitality. About bowel movements, there are two things that need to be considered. And first is the time of elimination and the quality of elimination. When it comes to the time of elimination, it's about the questions like when do you feel the urge to eliminate your bowels? Is it immediately after waking up, or is it within 2 hours after waking up? And the answer to these questions would be a primary indicator to assess your vitality. Also, the frequency of elimination matters. Is it like once a day, or is it once a couple of days, or is it once in few days? So even these things have to be considered and assessed. Is your bowel movement natural, or do you take any kind of laxative, or tea, coffee, or cigarette or tobacco, these stimulants to eliminate your bowels? And these are all the basic parameters which we have to look for to understand our body better and to our vitality also. If your bowel movements are regular, if they are clear, and if they are immediately after waking up and without any laxative, then this is an indication that your vitality is functioning at the optimum level. On the other hand, if your bowel movements are not regular, they are unsatisfactory, and your bowel movements are only after laxative, then this could be an indication of your lowered vitality, where we need to pay attention to. Any of the health issues regarding your bowel movement or the elimination, like constipation, can be resolved with some correction in the lifestyle, in the diet, and some exercises. So, to assess your vitality, pay attention to your bowel movement, your habits of elimination, and to maintain your health in a better way. So, here we finish the discussion. We are going to discuss more about it. So, stay tuned for the next session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jyoti, for sharing your expertise with us. Definitely, we'll be following whatever you said in our daily lives. Thank you so much. Now is the time for the main session. Today's session's topic is Gandhian's meal in 21st century. For delivering the same, we have a dynamic speaker with us, Mr. Nishant Chaubey. Mr. Nishant Chaubey is a consulting chef with Michelin plated Indus Bangkok, and he's also a corporate chef with CNN Group's Tokyo. He was also a TV host. He started his career with Oberoi's Hotel and then worked with Madinat Jumeirah, Dubai for 3 years in specialty restaurants Pirchik, Sagareto, and Kayama. He is a gifted chef and believes in sustainable practices. He also underwent training at John Falls Culinary Institute, Louisiana. He won gold medal at Ahar and has several accolades to cherish on. He also hosted successful pop-ups in Japan, Canada, South Africa, Kenya, Spain on progressive Indian cuisine. He recently cooked for the president of Montenegro in a special event. His recent project among called Tokyo Mithai Wala is bringing sensations to the world. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Jay. Thank you for your kind introduction. I can't hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
So we would like to hear a few words with you, and then we can carry on with our sessions.
Yeah. So you are audible now. I think I missed out the first part.
Okay.
I missed out the first part.
Yeah. Sir, can you share some few words, and then we can get ahead with the session?
Sure. So thank you very much for your kind introduction, Dr. Jay, and Pune for giving me this amazing opportunity to talk about Gandhiji. I remember my cook-off, at Asian Heritage Foundation with Dr. Pushpesh Pant on 2nd of October last year, where I curated a 6-course menu about how Gandhiji would have been eating in 21st century. So it's all about how I think my perception about Gandhi is very, very clear. It is all about resistance. It is all about sacrifice. It is all about no salt, but there are a lot of positiveness which actually comes out of that event that I did with Dr. Pan, and it actually opens up so much of horizon to understand that how fascinating it is for someone who understood the 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 philosophy of being non being I mean advisory to no I mean to no cruelty or to become vegan. I think vegan is also one of the things, except goat milk that Gandhiji used to drink because of Kasturba, because he was actually having a lot of calcium issues. That's exactly why he started having goat, having anything which is animal protein. So there are a lot of gyar which actually came to me. And again, Virat wrote a book about Gandhiji. So I captured the meal last year before pandemic. So it was very fascinating, and I'm really happy to express my view, express the menu that I curated, and would love to keep it all over the world, because I know people have seen Gandhiji as the symbol of resistance, but they have not seen much about his food aspect and about his journey on how he rekindles or how he reshared his memory about going to different part of India and what exactly he was eating to ensure that he's safe, he's healthy, and in the same time he follows his principles very well. So yeah,
Awesome, sir. Really impressive, and it's been a great honor for having you, sir. So actually, sir, Anayan,
thank you.
we have taken a privilege for posing some questions to you, so that the session is also interactive. So
Please,
I'll be asking
please, please.
question, and please do answer with best of your
Sure, sure,
knowledge. Thank you. Yeah.
sure, sure, sure,
So
sure.
my first question to you, sir, is can you share some insights of your journey and what
Sure.
has inspired you to become a chef?
Sure, sure. So to start off, I never wanted to be chef. Believe me, it is all by default. I come from Jharkhand, which is a very small town and small state, and that too in a place where people either become engineer or doctor. I mean, very high prestigious post at my time. So I also wanted the same, and my parents were quite keen about that. But nevertheless, easy way to find success, I believe. So I entered, I got through, and I started my hotel management career. I never knew anything about it. Just that I used to see my mom making fish curry, and that used to taste amazingly. And in some time, I used to make, whenever there was nobody at home and I was craving for something, I used to make some bit of suji ka halwa, that I remember. But yes, when I went to the college, it was a completely a different world. But I enjoyed. I put all my time in learning, and as much as I learned, I shared as well. So I completed my graduation from hotel management school in Bhopal. Post that, my first journey was with the Taj Hotel. I was at Taj Chennai. I worked at Taj Chennai for around 8 months before I got Rajvilas Hotel, Oberoi Hotel, and I worked with Rajvilas and Trident Jaipur for good 2 years. I was always into the lookout to find something new in my life. That I think that created a lot of difference, and my never say no attitude also, I think, brought to me what I am today is also because of that. Because there are a lot of time people say no to a challenge, but I am one who always used to say yes, and then before I mean, post that, I used to do all my mesopla, basically prep that how it is going to happen. But yes, after Ubrois, I have a fascination to go abroad. So I went and worked with Madina Jumeirah Dubai as a pre-opening team member. There I worked for good 3 years in very specialty restaurant. Pierre Sheikh, Segreto. Pierre Sheikh was American, Segreto was Italian. I also worked with Alhambra, which was Lebanese. And I'm really happy. I was really happy that I worked under very good chefs. I think that exposure has brought in a lot of change to my life. I came back to India and then never wanted to go back. I said, "Ho gaya." I was done with Dubai, and then I worked with Olive Restaurant in different pre-opening part of Olive. I was a key member, and then in between I went to US. I worked at John Falls Culinary Shoot in Louisiana. I think there also I saw a lot of, I mean, people coming from different part of the world, and they were making, they were calling it, whatever they were cooking. People in local community, they used to call it with different name. So I thought that what is this going on? There's nothing, there's no food of that region, but yes, people who travel, they are bringing their civilization, they are bringing their language, but they are giving it a different terminology altogether. So that, I think, in that frame, I thought that why don't I look at my cuisine in the similar fashion? So I came back to India post that, and I started looking at regional cuisines of India. I started going beyond butter chicken and dal bhatti. I started thinking more about how I can look into the civilization. So in between, there's a project which came, which me and Dr. Pushpesh Pant, the Honorable Padma Shri awardee, he said we got a project in Bangkok called as Indus, and Indus is about Indus River, where it starts from Leh Ladakh and dies off in Pakistan. So we started looking at the food part of Indus, and we worked really hard for that restaurant. And we are very, very happy that that restaurant has already achieved Michelin plate. So it is already identified by the top Michelin people. And I'm quite happy in discovering the regional, cultural, and communicating it to the entire world. And that's exactly what happened in Tokyo, where I did Tokyo Mithai Wala. I am, but again, my food motto is very, very simple. I like to keep it international. I like to keep it healthy. I like to show it nutritious. I like to show natural color through food. I like to show very good plating. Okay, I think these are aspects which are a little bit missing, I would say, about Indian food. It's all about Indian food. People think that it's all about putting masala. It's all about putting everything together, and then see, spicy. Not all the spices are spicy. That's very, very important for us to realize. Turmeric is not spicy ingredient. Only chili is spicy. So there's a misconception in the entire world saying that Indian food is spicy. Indian food is beyond spice. Indian food is very flavorful. It is very nutritious. Just that we need to show the right aspect of it. So I think these are some memories that I can share. Also in between, I went and participated in Iron Chef Challenge in Bangkok. That also I won. But I'm committed to Indian cuisine. I have started focusing more. I've started understanding more, and I cannot wave off from saying that in every 2 hours I see a new kind of food, a new language, a new civilization, a new way to live, soul food. I think these are some fascinating words which is there in Indian cuisine, and we should be proud of that. So I'm definitely proud. And again, Gandhian diet is one thing that is again something that the world is looking forward to that, and I'm happy to be to co-wait twice during my chef's career, and I'm happy to take it along.
Really wonderful, sir. Sir, this
Thank
brings
you.
us to the next question. That is
Sure.
mainly related to the topic. That is, what are your thoughts on Gandhian diet in 21st century? What do you mean by that?
Sorry, you have to come again. I missed out.
Okay, okay. So, what are your thoughts on Gandhian diet in 21st century?
So yeah, so Gandhian diet in 21st century. Let me just give you some bit of example. I think that in that ways I can actually justify that. So Gandhian diet in 21st century would be an amazing dal dhokli. Okay, where I think that's the staple that Gandhi used to eat, and this is a very, very amazing dish from Gujarat. So where the dhokli is made, and then 21st century is about dhokli is curated and dal is poured in a from different kettle, and then you get a lovely fragrance of hing coming out of that. Then there is another dish. Gandhiji was fond of goat milk. So feta cheese is another discovery I think the entire world has seen. So feta and a nice pickled salad. We also know that Gandhi used to eat a lot of raw vegetables. So if we are talking about, so this feta cheese with pickle green rekindles memories of the years as a student in England. That marked the period when young Gandhiji experimented with vegetarianism. I think Gandhiji was was experimenting about vegetarian cuisine at that period of time. And I can see in 21st century, that's exactly what is getting replicated. People are turning vegan, people are becoming vegetarian, people are understanding the nutrition or the nutritious part of it. They are understanding the curcumin of turmeric. They are understanding how veganism is so fascinating. It is also an opportunity for the entrepreneur to showcase and the gluten is again one thing. Gandhiji was very fascinated with millet. Bajra is a poor man meal, and Gandhiji used to eat it during his daily diet, and that no gluten. So no gluten is back. People are having gluten tendency. So I think it was very futuristic. The 21st century is about futuristic thought of Gandhian meal. Then another example that I'll definitely like to quote is that I mean I'm talking about Bengal and Bihar when Champaran was happening and that Satyagraha, and then the fast in Kolkata. So I pick up this ingredient called as moringa or the drumstick green that I'm
Yeah.
talking about. It people are now you can find all over. You can find it. Patanjali is also curating selling moringa powder. It is having amazing antioxidant content. And then of course Gondoraj lemon is a very amazing lime from Bengal. So these two combine, if we combine and make a lovely concoction. So that is what 21st centuries will talk about. Gandhi used to have he was having hardly any sweet tooth, but he always used to have a little bit of jaggery and makhana and jaggery. If we combine together and curate that amazing dessert, so that's a little bit of piece of dessert that Gandhiji would have been eating at this period of time. So I think these are some connects that I can see, and it's all about coming back. It's all about understanding. It's all about making it a little bit global. That's what I can see in 21st century.
Yes, sir. Very true, sir. Actually, all those healthy diets which we have forgotten, it is coming back again in 21st century, what I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the next question to you will be, can you explain your experiences in curating the menu? And do you enjoy doing it? And will you continue doing the same?
So I enjoy any kind of challenge which comes to me. Believe me, I mean I love to read. I love to ask people. I love to take their views. So I think Gandhian meal was something that Gandhiji meal nothing. I mean, at first sight it seems that he never used to eat anything kind of. Okay, but when you start looking at his entire journey of showcasing freedom in India and taking India to an independence, there's a lot of food connect. Okay, so I love that challenge. I love to uh, to understand what Gandhiji used to have, but of course I was putting my angle to it. I don't want to copy you, but I'll definitely get inspired from your thought process. So in fact in my last session with Virat, I made a roti and I wrote ahimsa on the roti, and that's how I started my session. So and that was picked up by the media so well, and I'm not saying that I did it for media. I'm just saying that it appeals to people so much, and I think that's the connect that we have to bring, so that people understand what is the connection, and people understand the dynamics behind it. So so I enjoyed the challenge. I read, I met a lot of people during this, and then the menu that came out, people just thoroughly enjoyed, and I would like to take it further from here. I would like to know more, maybe meet more people, maybe read more about Gandhiji, and I think that will be the biggest tribute to Gandhiji from my side.
Really great, sir. Sir, speaking about Indian cuisine, what are the challenges which Indian traditional food is facing nowadays?
So challenge is that, as I said before, that people first of all people consider Indian food spicy, which is wrong. Okay, not all spices are spicy, as I said before. And there's an example that I would like to quote here. There's a very highly reputed chef, international chef. He came to India, and when he went back, he wrote about Indian food, saying that it is having no color, it is very unhealthy, it is well cooked well in advance, it is not fresh. I think these are some bad words that he wrote. And then when I was asked to answer about why did he do that, I said, देखो जो दिखेगा वही बिकेगा. the way we showcase our food, that's how people would write and would take it from there. So that's why we need to make sure that we showcase entire India. We showcase Italy also, which is fresh. It is never cooked in advance. It is always a batter is made and fermented. We are all talking about fermented food right now, which is definitely amazing for our gut immunity. And at this pandemic time, at this corona time, we definitely need a lot more than immunity, and then we need to be healthy. If we look at dhokla, which is a yellow color thing, it's again made fresh. It is steamed. It's a very healthy breakfast option. So we need to showcase more, and I think that's how I would like to take it. I would like to go more regional. I would like to know more character of our food, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm doing a project which is given to me by Round Glass Thali. They are based out of US, and I'm I mean, I'm really looking at almost 150 recipes of these heartlands of India, which is Jharkhand, Bihar, a little bit of Orissa, a little bit in Bengal, and these places. I'm evolving those recipes, and they have given me this amazing project. So lockdown is a blessing in my life. I would take it in that way, and that's why I've written a full-paged article in Hindustan Times for yesterday. That I think this is the best time when we can research. We have a lot of time to understand ourselves, to reboot ourselves, and make sure we are fresh to encounter the next one.
Very correct, sir. Actually, really appearance of the food really matters what we feel. So this brings us to the next question. That is, as you said, Indian food is termed as spicy by some people, or in abroad we have impression that Indian food is spicy. So why is this so, and why Indian food is more concerned towards spices? If it is spicy, then only it's good. Why it is thought so?
See, that's exactly. I mean, very good, very valid question. Very good question, Dr. Jay. See, India is part of spice route of the world. If I look at spices, which is coming from again Pakistan, going back to India, and then off to Southeast Asia. Okay, so but that doesn't mean that it is spicy. I mean, if I look at our dry spices, our cinnamon, our cardamom, our nutmeg, all those spices, they're all spices. So those are not spicy. Okay, so we need to communicate it in a very strong manner to the entire world that if I mean, favorite spice is licorice, which is mulati. Okay, and this is just amazing. If I look at the jus or the sauces which the West is making, they're adding licorice to it. Okay, and there it's not spicy, man. So why would our food be spicy? So I think if I look at Southeast Asia, they are more spicier than us. They have this fiery bird eye chilies that they put in their food, but the cooking techniques somewhere, I think we still need to make it a little better. Okay, if I look at salmon, which is a very delicate fish, and if it is cooked in tandoor, that's the right way to cook it. It should never be cooked at beyond 60 degrees. So I think there are some corrections which needs to be done as far as I know, and then there is no problem in learning from the world, but sharing those amazing aspects of Indian food and amazing aspect of how those spices can rekindle your memory. Take your dishes to a completely different level, and that's exactly what we have to do.
Correct, sir. So we can actually call it as herbs instead of spices. Would that be fine?
Yes. See, I mean, herbs are basically how people take it are the top part actually, or the leaves. Okay, they are herbs, and the only difference that between herbs and spices are that herbs you should not cook it. You finish your meal with herbs, but spices you should cook it. I'm talking about dry spices. Say if you have cinnamon, or if you have green cardamom, you should always cook it before and then add ingredient. But if you have fresh coriander as herb, never cook it. Just take it from your hand. Just just a little bit of smearing basically, and then put it so that it gives you more flavor. So that's the only difference. That's it.
Okay, wonderful, sir. So the next question to you is, Gandhiji always spoke about restraint in his talks and his stories. So what do you think, Gandhiji? Why do Gandhiji believe in restraint?
So see, Gandhiji believes in restraint. I think he was very aspirational, okay, or he was having a lot of future sightedness. Okay, in fact, I talk about restraint meal right now. I always say that one should remain away from 3W and 3P. 3W is white flour, white sugar, and white salt. Okay, that's exactly how I see Gandhian meal as well. He never used to have white flour. He never used to have white sugar. He never used to have white salt. So his thought was very futuristic. If I talk about 3P, which is pickle, papad, and pakoda, why pickle? Because pickle is having a lot of salt. So I mean, India is the diabetic thing is all over, you know. And if I look at, I mean, I do a TV show called as Fam Health, which comes in Tata Sky, where I curate food for people who are having prolonged illness or who are suffering from diabetes. So there, when I met these doctors from reputed hospitals, they told me, Nishan, people always control sugar, but they should also control salt. I said, you know, that was like no one knows about it. Why he said, they said that there are ingredients like lemon or spinach or pak choy or fresh turmeric or amla, you know, they or fish or egg, they have natural salt in them. So when they add it, okay, they don't need to add any salt. They can just eat it like that. And normally only 5 grams of salt is allowed, but in Asia, in Asian food or Indian, you know, Southeast Asia or India, we eat almost 27 grams of salt. I think that's the real that creates a lot of problem to our body. A lot of ailments are because of that. So I think that's exactly how I see it. He was very futuristic. Gandhiji exactly used to pick up the things which are unhealthy, and right now I can see the similar thing happening.
Really, sir, really informative. Sir, speaking
you.
about Indian cuisine, what has interested you the most about Indian culture and Indian food, so that you have, put your all efforts into the Indian cuisine and not any other abroad cuisine or something like that?
See, my exposure was all into European cuisine to start off. I went abroad and I learned techniques. See, techniques are all same. If I look at how my mom or my wife cooks meat, okay, I see them first frying it, then putting some salt to hot water, and then cover it, slow cooking. These are the processes, you know, using mitti or terracotta pot. So I think processes are all same everywhere. I mean, the techniques are all same. So it is just that we need to incorporate that to the best of the result. Okay. So my fondness of regional cuisine is because there's so much of diversity. There's so much to look out that, and ingredients are the key. Ingredients are the backbone of a recipe. Okay. So if I, as much as I travel, I see always a new ingredient, and that's exactly why my preference to cooking is vegetarian. I love to cook vegetarian because non-vegetarian limited. If I look at my own cuisine, there's hardly any buff or, you know, something like that. We only eat chicken, fish, and egg. But if I look at vegetarian, every day I find a new thing in the market. Okay, so that's where my fondness increased in terms of my research, in terms of my cooking. That I would really like to make vegetarian, and I would really like to make local as global, as our prime minister's futuristic, I mean, insight as well. That we should make it exotic. I call myself a sustainable chef. I follow sustainability and post Dr. Pant's influence, but my sustainability vision is different. If I can start growing, if I see avocado, which is makhan phal, if I see it growing in India, I mean, our farmers start growing it, I have no problem in using it. I just don't want things to come from outside. We need to start start growing it here and make it, you know, and put it in our food. So there's nothing wrong about it. But if there's nothing, if things are not grown in India, I would definitely don't like to touch it.
Correct, sir. Actually, the locally and seasonally grown foods have a greater impact on our health as well.
Correct. Absolutely, I completely agree.
Yeah. Sir, what are the objectives of your journey and what you're trying to achieve during this journey, which you are, doing it in your life?
So I won't be I won't be done in my life. Believe me, I will keep researching. I'll keep learning, and I don't think so. In this life, I can learn Indian cuisine or Indian ingredient. It is so much beyond to a human's life. Okay, that's where we need I mean those knowledgeable partners like historians or foodies. They need to educate people like us so that we put it on the plate in the right way. My objective is very clear. I want to cook. I want to curate healthy cooking. I want to promote healthy cooking. I want to show variety of Indian food. I am done with butter chicken and dal makhni and tandoori chicken and all. I think those dishes are already done. Let's showcase more beautiful states, more beautiful ingredients, more beautiful platings. Okay, I think that's the objective that I have, and I think I'm able to fulfill that almost every day in my life, and I'm quite satisfied in that.
Really great, sir. So it was a very great and informative session with you. Sir, any closing
Thank you.
statements you would like to share?
No, thank you very much for motivating these kind of topic. I would like to give due credits to you all that you are conducting these webinars for us to speak so that we express, and people who are actually listening to us, they get benefited. They follow what we are trying to showcase, what your motive or my motive is. Our motive should be that we should encourage our farmers. We should make local as global. We should respect our farmers. We should showcase more, and finally, let's be happy about what we are doing. So, yeah, thank you.
Very true, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for
Most welcome.
sharing your expertise and knowledge with our viewers. Sir,
Thank
a
you.
humble request to you is that can you stay with us for some more time
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that our viewers can have some question answer sessions with you.
Sure. Please.
So
Thank you.
before
Thank you,
that,
Dr.
we'll have a brief session in Hindi language about vitality. So can we have the session, please?
Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the technical glitches in the morning. As we all know, theme for this year's Naturopathy Day celebrations is nurturing vitality through naturopathy. And we have been discussing about the sleep and its dimensions and vitality. Yesterday, we discussed about the physical activity and vitality. So today in session here, we are going to discuss about the bowel movements and vitality. So there are two things important for the bowel movements is the time of the elimination and the quality of the elimination. When we discuss about the time of the elimination, the questions like when you feel the urge to eliminate your bowels could be a primary indicator to show the levels of our vitality. And also, do you feel the urge immediately after waking up or within 2 hours after waking up? Also, the frequency of elimination matters. Is it once a day or once in a couple of days or once in a few days? Also, another questions like, are your bowel movements natural or do you have to take a stimulant like tea, coffee, cigarette, tobacco, or is your bowel movement natural? So these are the questions which can be basic parameters to assess the levels of vitality where we need to look out for to understand ourselves and our bodies better. If your bowel movements are regular, clear, without any laxatives, then it shows that your vitality levels are really good and your vital energy is functioning at the optimum level. When your bowel movements are not regular and when they are not clear, and also when you have to take some kind of laxative to eliminate your bowels, and this could be a sign of your lowered vitality. So to assess your vitality, please pay attention to your bowel movements, and so that we can lead a healthy and a happy life. Also, I'm going to brief this now in Hindi. जैसे कि आप सभी जानते हैं, इस वर्ष प्राकृतिक चिकित्सा दिवस समारोह की संकल्पना प्राकृतिक चिकित्सा से जीवन शक्ति का संवर्धन करना या पोषण करना यह है। पिछले कुछ सत्रों में हमने शारीरिक गतिविधियां या शारीरिक व्यायाम और जीवन शक्ति के बारे में चर्चा की और नींद और जीवन शक्ति के बारे में चर्चा की। आज हम यहाँ मल त्याग यानी कि पेट साफ होना और जीवन शक्ति के बारे में चर्चा करने वाले हैं। तो कुछ सवालों के जवाब, जैसे कि आपको कब इच्छा होती है मल त्याग करने की? आप जैसे ही सुबह नींद से उठते हैं उसके तुरंत बाद या उसके 2 घंटे बाद? तो इस कुछ सवालों के जवाब जो है वो हमें संकेत दे सकते हैं कि आपकी वाइटल एनर्जी जो है, आपकी जीवन शक्ति कितने हद तक या किस हद तक काम कर रही है। और भी कुछ सवाल, जैसे आपको पेट साफ होने के लिए क्या वो आपको स्वाभाविक रूप से हो जाता है या आपको कोई चाय, कॉफी इस तरह के स्टिमुलेंट या फिर कोई रेचक औषधि लेनी पड़ती है पेट साफ करवाने के लिए? क्या आपका पेट रोजाना साफ होता है या वो 2 दिनों में 1 बार या कुछ दिनों में 1 बार या रोज 1 बार ये होता है? तो इन कुछ सवालों के जवाब जो है हमें आधारभूत मापदंड के स्वरूप से जाने जा सकते हैं, जो हमें अपनी जीवन शक्ति के बारे में बता सकते हैं। और अगर आपका पेट साफ रोजाना होता है, वो पूर्णतम तरीके से होता है और बिना किसी रेचक औषधि के, तो यह बात इस बात का निर्देश करती है, इस बात का संकेत है कि आपकी जीवन शक्ति बहुत अच्छे से काम कर रही है। लेकिन असंतोषजनक, अपूर्ण अगर आपका पेट साफ होता है और आपको पेट साफ करवाने के लिए कोई रेचक औषधि लेनी पड़ती है, तो ये संकेत हो सकता है आपकी जीवन शक्ति कम होने का। हम इसके बारे में और भी चर्चा करेंगे आने वाले सत्रों में। तो जीवन शक्ति को आंकने के लिए और भी कई आधारभूत मापदंड हो सकते हैं, तो हमारे साथ जुड़े रहिए। नमस्कार।
Thank you so much, Dr. Jyoti, for sharing your knowledge with us. So now is the time for our question answer sessions from our viewers. So we'll take some questions from the viewers. And hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, okay. So the first question to you from one of our viewers is, as a chef, what is your stand on rampant consumption of dairy products? As per Gandhian perspective, dairy business in dairy is unethical.
See, I think some. I mean, they are asking about vegan diet. I think that's exactly what they are asking. So I think it's all about that healthy protein that we are talking about. There are a lot of substitute of protein that we have. Okay, so I think there is no problem in consuming dairy. Okay, as long as you are it's sustainable or you're not allergic to that. But there are a lot of alternative that can be created. It's not that we need to. I mean, if there's no cow milk, we can always have coconut milk. There are a lot of substitute one can have, and then this is why. I mean, there are a lot of people who are becoming vegan is also because they want to stop animal atrocities. That's also one of the reasons why they are actually going towards veganism and I mean, or limiting their dairy, their animal protein requirements.
Okay, sir. So the next question to you from one of our viewers is, how is the response for Indian food internationally? And were you able to break some stereotypes about Indian food?
Absolutely phenomenal, yeah. I mean, I don't have words. I think those success have given me a lot of confidence, I would say. Okay, I was not able to understand that there's so much interest that people will have in Indian food. I think I'll go back to my Indus Bangkok days where I was called to do this pop-up, and I thought that ek hi tarah ka, if I do the same kind of food, it's no difference. Okay, so I showcased a beautiful from east to west or north to south, that kind of pop-up that I showcased. And there's so much people just loved it. I'm telling you, just loved it means they just got floored with the kind of deliverance that happened that is there in Indian cuisine. And because see, I mean, every other thing is very, very, I mean, it's same monotonous kind of thought process. If I go to US, it's all burgers, it's all fatty things, or it's all saturated sugar. Okay, so I managed to showcase something which is very very natural, very very cleanly done, very nicely plated. Okay, because of course you eat from your eyes first. So yeah, so it was. I think it was really really very very good.
Really great, sir. So we'll take two more questions.
Sure.
How is the what may be the impact of COVID-19 on food habits in India? What may be the impact?
See the impacts are that we need to eat it by maintaining social distance. Okay, so I have some thoughts about that. That if you go to a restaurant, it's not only about food. There are a lot of things which are associated with that. You go with your family, you want to have a different time. So I think there's little bit of challenge that I can see. Okay, but we need to live with the new norm, and that's the reality. So I think till the time the vaccine is not there, we need to have some kind of limited thought process. But good days are will definitely come. We'll be able to read these challenging times. So let's be united. Let's support restaurant business, because hospitality is really really suffering. Okay, do go to dine, and people are following those norms. People are ensuring that the kitchens are very well hygienically maintained, so everything is getting washed, and your records are being taken, employees are being given due, they are being helped as well. Okay, so all our internal customers or our external customers, we are taking pro care to them and to their health. So this is how
Very,
we have.
very noble thought, sir. So the last and
Thank
very
you.
interesting question to you is there any healthy substitute for a vada pav for children?
Oh God, vada pav. So yes, so I actually ate a dish called dubki here. Okay, which is very very close to vada pav. But what they do is, instead of frying, they put it in water and they steamed it. Okay, so it is very very close to to what it is. So in fact, when we do that burger bun, okay, that bun. So instead of refined flour, we can always put whole wheat flour. We can put buckwheat flour. We have a lot of millet. Okay, we have ragi, kuttu, jawar, all these grains. If we mix it and make a lovely, lovely pav, and then put this steamed vada inside it, a steamed patty, I think that will be very healthy. And you can put some bit of onion and garlic and a little bit of caramelized vegetables. I think that will be really nice. It will be a little dense in texture. It will not be that clean as a texture, but it will be very, very tasty.
Yeah, and healthy as well. What we feel.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much
Most
for
welcome.
sharing your ultimate knowledge with us and your thoughts on Gandhi and meal in 21st century.
Thank you
And
very much.
for
Thank you very much for this amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And for all the viewers, we'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 11 a.m. with a separate topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.